Santiago, and I am proudly from the city of Camden. Our topic today is about a special hidden place called Petty's Island. Not only will we be talking about the history, but also its effects on the community and what kind of future this island could hold as it becomes more and more known by the people all over, changing those negative views that are often associated with being from a place like Camden.
Hello, my name is Diego Vicente. I am a member of Camden County 4-H. I am a proud Camden resident, and I chose Petty's Island for this project to help spread awareness about how it is a part of Camden's rich history, and why it's important for the youth to take care of the island and prevent the increasing plastic pollution problems it faces.
Petty's Island is nearly 500-acre nature preserve located next to the Delaware River, for the youth to inspire other young people to take care of the environment. Petty's Island has been part of the local community for over hundreds of years.
Welcome to Camden 4-H's Petty's Island adventure. What is Petty's Island? Petty's Island is a 500-acre nature preserve on the Delaware River. Our project aims to inspire kids to learn about its restoration and how to protect places like it. What is its history locally? The Lenape Native American used Petty's Island for hunting and fishing. Over time, it became a nature preserve. What is its history statewide? Efforts led by the New Jersey Land Trust and Citgo Project protected Petty's Island from industrial development, turning it into a symbol of New Jersey's environmental restoration goals. What is its history nationally? Nationally, Petty's Island showcases the industrial sites can be transformed into natural habitats, supporting wildlife like bald eagles and ospreys that now thrive here. How is Petty's Island still an island today? Thanks to the environmental groups, Petty's Island was saved from a commercial development. It is now a preserved space for wildlife and ongoing community education. How can it benefit the community? Petty's Island is a hub for learning about nature and pollution. Through our project, we hope to inspire others to protect wildlife and view this island as a green sanctuary. How can we be a seed of change? We can all help protect Petty's Island. Actions like cleanups, ecotourism, and sharing our project comic book can raise awareness to inspire others to take part. How did Petty's Island become a book? Our comic book highlights issues like plastic pollution on Petty's Island and showcases how its unique flora is helping restore its ecosystem. How do they create the story? Our story, Wormington and Friends, uses research to teach kids about environmental issues and shows how diverse ecosystems benefit communities. What do you hope to achieve? We aim to inspire simple actions like recycling and cleanups to show how collective effort can restore nature and protect places like Petty's Island. Research elements. We use materials from the New Jersey Land Trust expert tours and research to ensure our comic book is as accurate and engaging for our young readers. Final illustrations. Detailed illustrations bring the comic to life and help show youth in simpler terms what they can do to help by having our characters lead by example. What happens now? Through our book, we aim to spark interest in Petty's Island. We hope to inspire families to visit, appreciate, and protect this hidden gem for generations to come, while also helping to keep it clean so the wildlife can continue to thrive. Hi, my name is Diego from 4-H and Neighborhood Collaborative Community Gardens.
Hi, my name is Janaya Santiago from NCCG and 4-H.
Okay. And hi, I'm Linda Cairns. I'm with the New Jersey Natural Lands Trust at Petty's Island.
What got you interested in working with Petty's Island?
I came to Petty's Island the first time around 2016, 2017 when the tanks and all were still intact here. It was still, they weren't using it for storage anymore, but Citgo was getting ready to take them out. So I got to see this island and I immediately saw the potential. In fact, I think I actually first saw the island from North Camden, Pine Point Park. I stood there and I looked across and thought, is that Philly? Like everybody does in North Camden. And then I thought, no, that's not Philly. That's Petty's Island, and I thought how beautiful it is.
So we heard that like Petty's Island has gone through a big transformation, especially you talked about a little bit about like what was here before. Can you like tell us a little bit more about this progress and how it got to the name Petty's Island and turned into this like tour and this is like whole thing?
Sure. And you know, if you look up the New Jersey Natural Lands Trust online, we actually have a lot of resources, including a movie that gives you the whole history of the island. But you know, there were originally, you know, the Lenni Lenape were here. We also had people living here at one time. There was a plan at one point to put a golf course here. And a number of things happened so that now that made way for us to turn this into hopefully a preserve. And that means anybody can come and enjoy this. We have a lovely trail and we have wonderful wildlife here. And so it's been through a crazy history, but you can still see remnants of what was here before, which I think is really great.
Instead of using like adults that are already, you know, do nature preserves and, you know, already have experience in doing stuff like this, why would you choose to use teens in Camden rather than those?
Okay, so first of all, I love working with teens because it's almost like you have your life up to a certain point, but this is an opportunity to expand that. It's harder, I mean, it's really harder once people are adults to change them. They get set in their ways, and young people, you know, teens through early young adult, it's such a great time because you're trying to think about what you want to do. And if you've never been to a place like this, it never occurs to you that you can work in a place like this. Yeah. And we want everybody to know anybody can work in a place like this. And there's probably 15, 20 jobs right off the bat. If I could name off the top of my head, that jobs that could end up here once it's a preserve and part of the community. So that's why I like working with teens. I think it's a great learning experience. And I also find that teens bring a new perspective for me. You know, I'm older, so sometimes I look at it a certain way, and it's so much fun to hear how teens, you know, perceive this island.
Yeah. I know that there is a pollution problem statewide. I want to know, how has the pollution affect Petty's Island when it comes to, because it's an island, so there's a sea all around us, and so how does pollution affect us?
So there is pollution worldwide.
Yes.
We are humans, we cannot help but pollute. I mean, even if you didn't do anything, you're standing there breathing out carbon dioxide. You're polluting now, whether we like it or not, because we don't need, you know. But we have an ecosystem, or multiple ecosystems on this planet that usually help recover, you know, like they balance things out. Humans have a tendency to throw things off balance. And one of the biggest challenges, we have a lot of challenges, but one of the bigger ones right now is our plastics and our use of plastics. In the past 30, 40 years, plastics have taken off big time. And if you look around, you can pick 30 things right now that are made of plastic that's on us or around us. So the idea is that, you know, plastics can be a good thing. They are very useful to us. They have allowed us to do things. They've added strength to things. They've added resilience. They've added sustainability in some ways. But they also can be a problem. And the biggest problem are single-use items. So when somebody uses a bag for a few minutes and then tosses it, or you you have your water bottle, you drink it, and you toss it. So we've been doing is saying, well, maybe reuse that. So water bottles have taken off. When I was your age, I would go into a supermarket and they didn't have a full aisle of reusable water bottles. Now they do. And you can walk around a supermarket and find things made out of recycled materials. That's our effort to find a better way to use these plastics. But what happens here, we're sitting in the middle of a big river, a very busy river. And anything that gets into this river has the potential to end up on this island, especially lighter things like plastic bottles. In a half an hour, if we had about 10 people here, we could pick up about 500 bottles.
We are currently making a book, a coloring book for Camden students and Camden residents, and we highlight them as helping out in the community. How do you think that portrays to how Petty Island is doing?
You mean how the book is used to portray Petty's Island? So what I love about this, so as you know, right now we have some restrictions because it's still owned by Citgo. It's 12 and over. And I get frustrated because I can't get to younger kids. What we know is that if somebody doesn't know anything about Petty's Island, they're not going to come here. So what I'm hoping is that by distributing your coloring book, we get people of all ages hearing about Petties. I've already seen a change just in the past 2 years. We've been doing things. I get out there. We've had you guys out there talking about Petties, and people are starting to hear it. If you say, come to Petties Island, there it is, people will be like, I don't know what that is. Yeah. But now people are like, oh, that's Petties Island. I really wanted to check that out. We're starting to hear that more and more in Camden. And I think every avenue you can use to get the word out. Some people, they learn different ways, you know. Yeah. Sometimes you have to put a video, or sometimes you have to do something else. But something like a coloring book can be very attractive for families. And when this opens, where younger kids can come, they'll be front and center. They'll be like, I want to go to Petties, because they see the cool things that are here.
What is next for Petties Island? How can teens like us help make the vision a reality?
Very good question. And I'm hoping you all are involved along the way. So, as you know, it is owned by Citgo. And at some point, when the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection decides that everything is good, they're going to turn it over to the state and to my organization, the New Jersey Natural Lands Trust. And when they do, we're going to turn this into a preserve right away. Now, there may be plans down the road once the state gets in and say, well, you know, maybe we want this or that, but at least in the very beginning, it will be a preserve. And what that gives us the opportunity to do, and I'm already doing it on a small basis, getting students like you involved, whether you're, you know, I think we talked about doing some plantings here. That's what you guys do. I have a lot of students coming in to help hang bird boxes, you know, or help us build the trail, or even do some cleanups in some of the tougher areas that we can't have average people do. And it's great because I'm getting them involved with the outdoor stuff. They're getting experience. And I feel like the more experience you guys get, the more it's going to be, better it's going to be. And what a great space to have you front and center, you know? I don't care. I mean, it's great if people from Philly come, or North Jersey, but you're right there. And I want you to come over here and use this as your space. So that's the hope for the future. Okay?
Yes.
Well, thank you for answering the questions.
Yes, absolutely. Good luck.
Thank you.
What's up next? As we plan to launch a book and take more leadership roles around Camden, we will make the difference. We will break the stereotypes and voice out to let people know how beautiful Camden can be with a little inspiration. Our goal is to be the start and lead others just like us to be the change our community needs to make a better place for all of us.
We hope to use our newly made coloring book to get youth excited about the island, so we can help maintain it during its preservation. In Camden, we take pride in our city and how far it's come from previous stereotypes. We hope to participate in programs like the Gardening Club and citywide cleanups to help reduce our plastic footprint for a cleaner and safer Earth. By using our voices, we stand up for issues like saving Petties Island. We can help an important part of our community's history and environment. Our freedom to talk about what matters to us is the right to speak out and share the island's amazing stories, like the deal between Quaker Elizabeth Kinsley and the Lenni Lenape chiefs. By restoring the island, we're giving people in our community the chance to learn about its history, explore its nature, and enjoy views of the river and Philadelphia that have been off limits for too long, along with its natural beauty. Make Petties Island a place worth protecting.